7 ways to get promoted faster in a company. Now, last time I made a video on salary negotiation. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from you and how much you enjoyed that video and how you value some of these perspectives coming from, not from an employee, but from a CEO, from an employer. And what I share with you, and I know you're already using some of the techniques. If you have been using some of the techniques, make sure you comment below. Today we're going to talk about the 7 ways to get promoted faster if you're working for a company. Now, assuming you're using some of the techniques, now you got your job or you've been working in a job for some time now, what could you do to kind of move up the ladder? Now, these 7 ways only work if assuming who you're working for is not a freaking idiot. Okay, if you're working for an idiot, you're working with a bunch of idiots, right? Your coworkers are idiot and it's a toxic environment, this does not apply. Assuming you're working for a good leader, you're working for a visionary, and you are working in a very healthy, positive environment, these 7 tips will help you. Number 1, think like your boss. Don't think like your coworkers or your buddy, your friends at work. That's not the point, because whatever they're doing, chances are they might have some bad habits. Your job is to solve problems for whoever your superior is. Could be your supervisor, could be your VP, could be your director. Doesn't matter where you are within the company. You gotta think a few steps ahead. Now, within my company, we have the kind of 3 levels of thinking everybody knows. First of all, you understand how I think, how the CEO thinks. Second, you gotta solve problems. Third, once you get very good, you should solve problems before even the problem comes up. So know how I think, solve problems, and then solve problems before it comes up. We actually have a term within the company called, my job as the lead of the company, as the visionary of the company, my job is to drop bombs, right? And we have actually a term within the company called bomb squad. And their job is to catch the bomb and defuse the bomb, right? Because I will be coming up with ideas, strategies, initiatives, or relationships. I bring that to the company, but it's the team that helps to catch the bomb and then defuse the bomb. How fast you rise up to the ladder depends very much on how fast you can catch the bomb and how fast you can defuse those bombs and solve the problems for your boss. Not just doing whatever you're asked to do, but thinking just a few steps ahead. And when you do that, you naturally get promoted a lot faster. Number 2, take extreme ownership. One of the core values within our dental organization is extreme ownership. That means taking responsibility for all your actions. Now, in the typical corporate culture, there are a lot of backstabbing and pointing fingers. Oh, it's not my fault, and she did that, and he did that. As a company, it's not healthy to have that. Now, assuming you are in a healthy environment, you want to take extreme ownership. That also means that if someone assigns a task to you, even though maybe it's a team effort, but the buck stops with you. If it doesn't get done, if you miss the deadline, you take responsibility versus, oh, because she's holding up the project, or that's his fault, or I don't have enough resources. That is not going to get you promoted. Because again, you want to think a few steps ahead and solve problems before it comes up. It's not about resources, it's about becoming resourceful. So taking extreme ownership in all things you do. How you do anything is how you do everything. So it's not just at work, but other areas of your life. I believe this is a very good value to live by. Take extreme ownership. Number 3, avoid office gossips and politics. Now, my entire career, I've only worked for someone else for 1 year of my life. That was it. I was working at a supermarket making minimum wage. And one of the things I hated the most about that toxic environment was the office politics. A lot of backstabbing, even though I was doing my best, and it's always, you have the people who belong to kind of this group and that group, and you don't know who's gonna kind of backstab you, or they're talking shit behind your back. And I hated the environment because I want to grow, I want to be better. And I don't like to work in an environment like that. So when you're working with their company, don't try to get ahead by stepping down on somebody or trying to set somebody up. That's not how you get ahead. Because a good CEO, a good leader would see through that immediately. Personally, within my company, we have zero tolerance in terms of office politics or all these gossips. I don't care who that person is. I don't care how valuable that person is. I don't care how high performance that person is. if that person is involved in doing these office politics, I will not have that person within my company, because that's how you create a toxic culture, right? And then it becomes a thing where it's a conflict, always a struggle, it's a power pull. We don't want that. We want everyone to focus on the mission, and we go to the same direction. So avoid all those things. Focus on what you do well, help your colleagues, help your coworkers, support them and help them grow. Then it becomes a very nice positive momentum that, hey, we're elevating people, we're not putting down people. So avoid all those office politics and gossips. Number 4, prepare for your next job. Now this is very, very profound. I don't care where you are at within a company. Maybe you come in a very a junior position, right? You're a clerk, you're a admin, you are a support. It doesn't matter, because don't focus on this is what you're doing. This is just what you're doing right now. Let's say if you come in the company, you are in the admin role, but your goal is actually to be the VP of sales. That's where you want to be in 3 to 5 years. What you want to do is you want to think about, if I want to be in that position, if I want to be in that leadership position, what do I need to do today to get yourself ready? A lot of people, they wait. Oh, once I get that job, once I get that promotion, then I'll figure out how this works. That's not how life works. You need to operate from you're already there. Doesn't mean you're acting arrogant and things like that. I'm talking about operating. Who do you need to be in order to be able to handle that role, right? If you're the VP of sales, guess what? You need leadership skills, you need sales skills, you need organizational skills. What are you doing today, right now, to get some of those skill sets? So when you actually get the role, you are not trying to figure it out, well, I guess I could handle it. No, you've been waiting for this for the last 3 years, for the last 5 years. Like, now it's time to shine. Now, what's very interesting is when you act as if, write this down, act as if that's your position. You're thinking about how a VP of sales would act, would behave, would make decisions, would hire, would recruit, would develop people. When you're thinking from that perspective, the people around you will see that, right? And if your boss is smart, he will recognize that. And then you would bring up ideas. You know what? I think within the sales division, we could make some of these improvements. I noticed like this area we're doing well, but here's an area that we're not focusing on. And I think this is something that we could do to bring in more revenue. You're already talking about it. You bring ideas on the table, and your CEO would see that. It's like, maybe this person could take that role with a little bit of nurturing, with a little bit of guidance, with a little bit of coaching, right? So prepare, not for the job today, for your next job. Think ahead and operate from here, not from here. And number 5, share your ambition with your boss. I mean, he cannot read your mind. He doesn't know where you want to be, right? Where do you see yourself? So don't be afraid to share. Hey, you know what? Manager, CEO, right? You talk to them and say, this is my goal, this is my career path. How do you feel about that? And ask for coaching, ask for guidance. Don't be afraid. I can tell you that as a CEO, I cannot wait to have my staff talk to me and say, hey, you know what? This is what I'm working on. Like in 2 years, I want to get to this position. Help me. Like, what do I need to do? What recommendations, what books would you recommend me to read? What courses would you recommend to take, right? What expectations would you have for a person in this position? But most people never ask. But if you take the time and don't be afraid and you actually ask, you will be shocked. Like, I can't wait. I will be like, okay, you just need, if you want to do this and this and this and this. If you can meet these expectations, that's the job, that job is yours. It's very, very simple. So share your ambition, don't hide it. Nobody can read your mind, right? Also, sometimes share that with your coworkers selectively so they know that that's where you want to go. And in some cases, maybe they also be able to help you on your path as well. So don't hide. I know maybe you're shy, you're a bit of introvert, but that people's skill to be able to share your goals, your ambition is very, very critical. Number 6, establish relationships across the entire organization. Now, it depends on the size of the company you're working for, maybe within your division. Meaning, sometimes when you are finish your work, but spend a little bit of time with your coworkers. Get to know each other, get to know them get to know you, because chances are any size company, any decent sized company, that green light, let's say you want to get promoted, is not one person's decision. Chances are the executive team or the managers will be involved in the decision. So maybe the boss loves you and wants to promote you, but if all the managers are saying no, guess what? You're not getting the promotion. Now, I'm not talking about being a suck-up. I'm not talking about being a people pleaser. I'm talking about maintaining a good relationship with everyone you know, right? So that at least they feel comfortable with you. So when your name is brought up in the meeting, say, yeah, you know what, I think she would be perfect for that new role. And he would be more than capable. I see the way that he works and the way that she works. You see, this is why the whole backstabbing, all those stuff, it doesn't work. Because if you've been like backstabbing people, having a bad relationship with almost everyone on the team, you could be a high performer, but they're not gonna back you up, and you need other people to back you up. And you don't get that when you need them. You can't develop relationships, right? Get to know them, they get to know you, hang out a little bit outside of the typical work environment. You know, go do something, go have a dinner, go just get to know them, invite them to a little barbecue. All those things are very, very critical. You don't wait till 30 minutes before the promotion, you try to do this stuff, then you come across very, just not genuine. You don't want to do that. Do that ahead of time. Number 7, demonstrate leadership. You say a good leader creates followers, a great leader creates leaders. In order to move up the ladder, it's not just how well you do, because it is at the end of the day a work, a team effort. It's not just about you. So it doesn't matter how good you are, you will become so much more valuable to a company if you can develop people that are as good as you, or better yet, to make them better than you, right? When you can do that, that's leadership. That's an invaluable skill to any CEO. Not just create followers, but actually create leaders. To nurture, to groom, to coach, to help them, to develop them. That's the most valuable skill. You could do that, naturally, you get promoted again and again and again and again, because you have a skill that very few people in our society have, leadership. And leadership is not taught in school. Leadership is not, you don't learn leadership from a book. You learn leadership by leading, by working with people, by talking with people, by understanding people, by growing, by grooming them, right? And that's why there are very few leaders in the world. Most people are followers. But when you could do that, you cannot help but get promoted. So those are the 7 ways to get promoted faster in a company. If you have more questions for me regarding of maybe how to get promotion, how to be more effective within your work environment, or even developing new skill sets, comment below. Let me know what else you want to learn, what else you want me to share with you. If this is the first time you are watching my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the notification, turn on the bell. Click on that. We have over 1,000 videos on our channel, and every single day we upload a new video. Every video is designed to help you to become a better version of yourself. So go ahead, watch the next video.